everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and this is my beautiful mother, Crypto Nana for LTC.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're super excited to have another Fam Bam member join us. Nana's favorite child, Johnny Litecoin, my brother from another mother.
What's not to like?
What's not to like? Everybody loves Johnny. So apparently he's just been bringing facts and been getting some attention. I heard he made one of the top influencers for the XRP community recently. So we'll talk about that and more right after this. Give us a like, share the video, and jump in the live chat. Welcome back, Johnny. I hear you are hitting the streets, just advocating, spreading the truth, and you've become one of the top influencers for XRP.
Yeah.
Or recognized. I should say recognized.
Recognized influencers by the algorithmic bot that runs on Twitter.
Recognized by one of their many bots. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. I don't know if you want to jump into some of your recent tweets, or if you want to give us kind of a summary. What started all this? Like what happened? What in the world is going on?
The main Litecoin account had done they did, you know how they do kind of funny tweets and they're kind of humorous.
Yeah. They
did some funny tweet about XRP, and then a lot of people from the XRP community were like attacking Litecoin. So this was probably like Saturday, this past weekend. I'm reading this stuff all day. And I'm just kind of like shaking my head because I'm like, people are so like misinformed to what's actually like happening, like what's actually used, like market cap, like people quoting these prices for XRP. And it's like, there's not even enough money in the world. Like they're not taking into account like the market cap, like, you know. So I don't know. I guess I just woke up Sunday and was like, all right, I've had enough. And I did this video, and I basically was like, because XRP, I don't see it being used. And Lisa, as you know, I've always helped with crypto payments and different payment gateways and software, and like no one's using XRP, and that was kind of my point. But they're like, oh, there's the banks are gonna run on it. No banks running on it. This is what I do. The banks aren't running on XRP. People are like, oh, Venmo, Zelle's gonna run on it. No, it's not. It's not, right? So I was like, all right, I've had enough. And then so I did a video. I was like, hey, Litecoin's actually being used. It's not this, it's being used now kind of thing. It's not XR. And I talked about the two coins, how Litecoin's mined. There's that proof of work mining. And I even gave proof of stake props, because at least that's like some type of fair distribution process. Although I don't think it's as fair as proof of work mining. I think that's the most fair. And that gives a coin the most commodity value. XRP was just created out of thin air, right? It was, and if you look on their website, it says it was gifted to Ripple. I guess that's how Ripple, it was gifted to Ripple or whatever. Interesting. I guess that skirts around certain laws and stuff. I don't know. So they say it was gifted, right? And so yeah, I was like, so I started with that. I explained the two coins, how there's so many existing of XRP. Litecoin's limited to 84 million. Litecoin's actually, it's a fair process of how it's created, decentralized. The other one was just created by a company. And then I said, one's not being used. And I went into that whole thing. And I basically said at the end, I think it's a psyop. I think it's a psychological operation to distract people. It's a lot of slick marketing, and it's it's a psyop.
Well, to your point on the how it was created, you know, I'm very much a constitutionalist and very much following Trump. And when I say Trump, I don't mean the man, I mean the movement. And I believe the military's behind it and all of that. But we were moved from the DEI to the merit-based system. That all goes to proof of work. So you have to have proof of work to have value in this merit-based system. And I think some of that's going to play out as well. So show me the work. Like, where's your proof of work?
And the other thing is too, they're like, oh, but you don't need XRP to use like XRPL, which is like their ledger, their network. So I'm like, well, then what is the value of XRP? That's what I'm trying to get at. Why I think it's a psyop. If you like the idea of XRP, then why not XLM, which at least has a much lower market? Mm-hmm. That would be the better play if you were thinking about it logically. So either way, the thing is, why I think it's a distraction, there's networks actually being used. And I'm not just talking about Litecoin. I'll talk about coins Ethereum, like it or not, it's being used. Solana, like it or not, it's being used. There was been a lot of activity on both those blockchains. And for like Litecoin's not claiming to be the settlement layer of the global financial system like XRP is. So if anything, wouldn't way more money be in value be moving through their network if Litecoin is just money for the common man and a decentralized network? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it is being used for transactions, then show me the transaction on the blockchain, but it's not there. And Brad Garlinghouse himself said, you can find the speech where he says that Ripple is not beholden to the XRP token holder. There is a speech where he specifically says that. And then more recently, ICANN, which is the Investors Choice Advocate Network, filed something on an amicus, which is a friend of the court, an amicus brief, in the Ripple case on behalf of the token holders. All you pissed off XRP token holders that are watching this right now, which not any of you are probably watching, but if you were to watch this, check out the ICANN amicus that is in your best interest that says, hey, Ripple left you on the table. And when the settlement with the SEC, they're like, you know, these token holders, we're not worried about them. They're not our concern. And they left them with no clarity. And you may be holding something that could be deemed a security that you will never be able to exchange, move, whatever. And so you should really look into that. That you should be able to find that through the ICANN network or through the amicus document on the Ripple SEC filing or their settlement.
And I'm not, Lisa, that's really good info for everybody. But I want to make a point. I'm not mad at the people that made money from this, that bought it at 50 cents and saw this coming, this psyop. Like, if you could benefit from this, the psyop's going to be the psyop. So if you can profit off it and benefit your financial system, more power to you. I'm not mad at those people. What I'm just saying is, if you think about it logically, what's actually being used, what's actually has value, it's not even close. That's where I said, well, how does this XRP still have this value? Like, I'm struggling to find it. And then the point of that video that got a lot of attention was just that, hey, I work in payments. I don't see it being used on the front end or back end. So if I'm not seeing it all, where is it? And then they didn't want to give like aggregate data for the day on how much transaction volume went through, because Litecoin on it, I think in the last 24 hours, XRP, now this is, like I just said, there was a lot of fake, I was saying before, a lot of spam and fake transactions, and people feel like it's Ripple, like moving money around. But either way, Litecoin's moving like 12 billion a day on average. XRP was moving like 2 billion a day. So if you look at it from that fact, Litecoin's moving 6 times as much. Litecoin's market cap is so much lower, and it's not promising these things that XRP is saying. So it's like there's a missing link with this XRP story.
Now, this just came to mind because Mom did mention Theta and Very. Recently, Trump had a huge cabinet meeting, 4 hours long. I watched the whole thing multiple times. And he was talking about these colleges getting grants off of government money, we the people's taxpayer money, and then having these patents be evolved, and then the colleges financially benefiting from holding those patents. And Trump was like, I think the people that funded that and the fruition of those patents should benefit from that. So we're going to write some patent letters. And I thought, well, that's kind of like, with the Very thing, like people that held Very and, Reggie holds the patents, but people that bought Very tokens so that you could use what he created, the software, like then that's valuable because then you can use the software. So I don't know if there's something there where like if Ripple honored, which they have not said that they would, but if Ripple said that they would honor, but I guess they said they would honor their XRPL, but if they said they would honor their XRP as a use case, because I've seen in the news where Ripple, the company, has made deals or agreements with some banksters, institutions, whatever. And so if they would honor their token holder to use that in that kind of same way as and that person, that XRP would be honored, but I don't know, they've already kind of said they're going to use XRPL, right?
It's very misleading. Like Rob D did a tweet yesterday. He said first they were using RippleNet, then it was, then it's XRP. Now it's, you don't need XRP for XRPL. So it's like, and Ripple said they're not beholden to the token holders. So
yeah. And to your point,
the value, it's not a money. And then I think Bix talks about it. He says XRP is in violation of Reggie's patent.
They're infringed, but all they have to do is pay for a license.
Infringe, that's the word.
Yeah,
that they can't do that. Ripple, the company.
Yeah, they can just pay for a license. And a lot of companies or a lot of projects do, just like, your Apple phone has thousands of patents that infringe on thousands of patents.
But people are getting paid.
They pay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we don't realize how much of that goes on in our normal everyday life. It doesn't affect the end user as much as the companies involved. And so, we all want to get fired up about it because the companies want us to get fired up about it. But it's really, they really need to pass that problem back to Ripple and say, do the right thing, honor the patents.
Same with Coinbase.
Yeah, all of them.
All those people that are.
Either way, I just don't, like Charlie G said, don't Ripple hold the majority of XRP.
Yes.
I believe they do. I believe someone did a tweet yesterday. Not that it tweets sound fact, but I've seen other information that was in the very similar range that they hold over half the XRP that's out there. So how is that a good thing? If a coin was created out of thin air, a company holds half of it.
Oh, yeah.
This doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah. Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
He tried to sneak in the middle of our background.
Nobody will notice him.
He's very sly.
And during our XRP rant.
Yeah. I just want to touch on one more thing. To your point, we're not begrudging anybody that's done well in XRP that's trying to choose an alternative to the federal dirty fiat financial human trafficking system.
I want these people to know and to be like, well, hey, wait a minute. If they made money in XRP, wait, I'm holding XRP. Wait, there's no mining. A lot of these people don't realize that. Wait a minute. It's $2.80, but it's really a lot more expensive than Litecoin because there's so many of these XRPs. So I want people to like understand this. So they're like, wait a second. When people say it's going to thousands of dollars, how's that possible? Because there's so many of them. That's why it's so cheap. I want people to get this through their head. So maybe they're like, hey, let me take my profits from this and swap it into something else. Realize the psyop. I'm not mad at you for being involved with the psyop. If anything, hey, God bless
but to Charlie D's point, I just want 100x. But if you look at, okay, let's just keep in mind numbers, okay? Let's play numbers game. So the Powerball was just hit $1 billion, right? But all that did was just make more likely that you're never going to win. That's what that made happen. And in the same case that everybody's like, oh, it's so cheap that it's just going to go to the moon. No, that's not how that works.
Too many of them.
There's
too many of them.
Too many of them. Rocking it up, and they're showing like over 46%.
46%
are held by Ripple Labs.
So what? It doesn't make. It's not a commodity by any means. So what is it? If the XRPL doesn't need it, the company Ripple's not beholden to you. If it's doesn't have any cost to create, if they hold more than 46% of it, where's the value as a currency, as a money? Where's the value in that? I see the value in the payment network. I wish them luck with their payment network. And if the payment network works out and it's interoperable with other blockchains and something, I don't know, that would be great. I wish them luck with that. But I don't see the XRP part of it. It's a crypto fairy tale. That's what it is.
They did a great job funding the legal battle that Ripple, the company, fought.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good point.
Went through with the SEC.
That's another great point. So there's no value as a currency. There's no value as a money. Is there value with XRP, the company, with the payment network for this XRPL and whatever else they build? Sure, there's value in that. I got to call it like I see it. I'm not being a hater here. That's what I want people to realize. I'm trying to be real, like
say warning.
I'm just trying to really be real, like subjective and hate it. People are like, oh, you're not being, oh, of course you're not biased. You got Litecoin in your name. Well, that's why I'm comparing it to Litecoin, because that's the coin that I know the most about, that I talk about. What am I going to compare it to? Something I don't know about? So of course, yes, I'm comparing it to Litecoin because that's the relevance here.
Johnny, you say that it's not being used that you can see. Well, if you have a coin that has all these billions or whatever, and it's not being used, and it's got all this hype and huge army community, it sounds to me like one of those meme coins like Hashimoto, Kishiwacho, or whatever that all those people bought back in 2019, and then it goes to zero.
Yeah. I mean, I guess over time they could only hold this ruse for so long, and that's when a commodity. Think about it logically, right? Trump's son, you could even see, just bought into that big crypto mining company, and it mines primarily Doge and Litecoins. That's more profitable to mine than Bitcoin. More profitable, right? So mining's going to become a huge business in the US and all over the world. So crypto mining is a huge business. Obviously, those coins that are mined are going to be of importance. But more importantly, they have they have a floor value. They have a cost of creation, a cost of production. It's like silver. It can only go so low because it costs X amount to pull it out of the ground. If not, it's not going to get pulled out of the ground. So it's the same concept or idea. It has a floor, and that's frustrating with this XRP. But
it's not.
Whoever's behind this whole thing, they've done a great job at distracting the public with this. And I think it's a big distraction away from holding this commodity-based money and this decentralized money, and to push forward something that's pushing the legal ass, notice they take the compliance route, the AML, the KYC route. So then they get the public to rally behind that. That's the psyop of it. That's what these people don't see.
They also got to help
Bitcoin.
Because of that, they also got to help write the rules through litigation, set the standard.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe there's some kind of big event that's going to happen that will then initiate the use of it. But, I don't know what that would be.
What, XRP?
Yeah, the Fed being taken over by a bunch of bad guys, and I don't know. And then,
but even then, you're gonna walk right back into a centralized system.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You walk right back into the same game.
They are centralized.
Well, why would they? Okay, even the Swift CEO came out and said, it was today or yesterday, XRP is not going to be used in any manner. It's like why would they use something like that has a token, and especially that's created by a company? It has well, how does that make any sense? That's not a fair and partial system. You know what I mean? So it's just not, it's not happening. Light Shadow said XRP is intended to be financial rails to move digital assets. Well, that's what I was talking about, that XRPL. And I said, I wish that success. I'm not being a hater here. If that's what it was intended to do, cool. But that doesn't, A, give XRP the token value. And that doesn't, B, mean that it's going to be used. It's not being used a lot right now. Like we proved yesterday, Litecoin's being used a lot more. So all I'm saying is A and B. Hey, if it gets success and adoption, and if it's a good crypto network to use and has interoperability with other coins, cool. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've been told, heard, researched, saw, keep hearing about is that you don't need XRP to use XRPL. And that's not the intention of it. So
once again, we wish everyone well. This is all about education and people choosing their own path. That's how we get to freedom, is that we have to honor everyone's choice. We went through that with the Great Infection. We had family members making choices. We can share what we believe and what the information we believe to be true. But ultimately, no one's coming to save you. Everybody's got to make their own choices.
Exactly.
Do some critical thinking and be willing to listen to a counter point of what you're looking at.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, because it might be the information that's looking out for the best for you. Just consider it. And then if you think they're crazy and you've covered every base, go for it, man. And I wish you all the best. I wish everyone all the best. I don't think any one coin is the answer. I think that's how we got in trouble, was having
I agree
system. Yep. We need multiple pathways.
All hands on deck.
Yes, we need multiple pathways. We need everyone to choose how they feel comfortable exchanging. We need to have
multiple political parties.
Distributed resources and distributed pathways, and people transacting peer-to-peer in a trustless way. And I hear there's a patent for that.
And that's what we always said, make this KYC AML system irrelevant, where
Yeah.
Tech's being built that it's being built where it makes it obsolete. And that's where we want to get to. Not sign up to be more of a slave to the system. That's where I think the psyop comes in. And again, it's go that route instead of this decentralized money route. Think about assets like silver or gold. There's no company that created silver or gold. Think about any commodity. Is there a company that created the commodity? Yes or no? No. Company might have discovered it, but they didn't create it. It's a commodity, comes from earth, comes from God. You know what I mean? It's something it's created. It's not.
And then proof of work, merit, you might gain in the commodity because you've put your effort into it. That's where you 10x.
Every commodity requires work to obtain it. Coffee, sugar, orange juice, cattle, gold, silver, any commodity, there's that cost. So a token that was created by a company, they can't even say it's a commodity. It's not. So it's not a commodity. What is it then? And that's where it's like, wouldn't the crypto commodities have more value because that's the natural resources of the crypto ecosystem or the back. If a company creates something, how is that better than fiat? That is fiat.
Right.
That's fiat.
Because only they can create that. And so they hold the centralization of that.
It's fiat. And it's like if they tell you, here's 10 XRP, say they award somebody 10 XRP, and they say they grant someone else 1,000 XRP. Well, if it was created out of thin air, if there was no mining or staking or any of that involved, it was just created out of thin air. What's the difference in the value cost of the 10 versus the 1,000? It's kind of like a $10 bill versus a $100 bill or 1,000. Let's do the same math. An old $1,000 note, right?
Yeah, really it's shopping at the company store, right? Yeah. They can change they tell you how much you're going to make, and they tell you how much the food that you're going to buy is.
It's a piece of paper that they printed a thing on that says this was worth this. Now this is worth this. Yeah. So that's really my point. But it's a technology. Light Shadow said, okay, well I can respect that, but it's not I respect that answer. It's a technology. Okay. Fair enough. That's kind of how I looked at it as a technology, but it's not that.
XRP is not technology, though.
XRP, right? XRP
token that is handed out, gifted out by a company, Ripple, who owns the technology.
I get that. So that's where that's the disconnect, and that's the mental gymnastics. Now, because of all of this and the distraction, I'm not saying XRP can't keep going up from here. Yeah. It could keep going up in price.
Hysteria. Yeah.
So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying think about it logically. What has value? What's actually being used? Over time, this should be exposed, is all I'm saying. And the people eventually will say, hey, wait a second. What really gives with this? And there could be a mass exodus from the coin. Or what if they go, I could see Ripple, the company, going public and being a stock. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, well, you have XRP, the token, but there's also Ripple, the security that trades on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. So now if you think about it, it's like that, and that's completely different than ETF. ETFs holding the commodity, and we just said XRP is not a commodity. So it's like if Ripple, the company, could be a stock, could be an IPO, and the stock could get a high valuation. they could claim they have these big partnerships. Could be true. I don't know. But that's not the XRP, the token. And that's where there could be a mass exodus from XRP, the token. And, you know, who knows how it could, I'm not telling you I could play out. All I'm telling you is what I've seen. Think about it logically. What's a commodity?
Very exciting on your videos. And what was I don't know, were we able to see how many views on your, I can't see how many views on yours. Let me see if you can see, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to see on Twitter. I'll show you the views.
Like on,
let me see on Twitter. Let me see.
Those aren't always.
You can see on the post.
Not
that video.
Happy birthday, American flag, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
Dots up at the top.
Oh,
the 3 dots. Yeah, I think that might show you views, but I'm not.
That's not his video.
No, you don't.
Alan Austin.
I probably tweeted a bunch of tweets since then. It was probably maybe a good
Lisa
10, 20 tweets back at least.
Yeah.
That's okay. Is it another video of you talking though?
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
Oh, here you are.
No, you got to go to the one that I didn't retweet.
There's 12,000, but you have one that's bigger than that.
Go down. That's the one right there.
Oh, 370,000.
Oh my Lord.
Woo, you getting some attention.
Next XRP influencer.
I struck a nerve.
Influencer recognized by XRP.
Well, that was so crazy how I got listed in that tweet that I was XRP fam and a top influencer, and it said
talking about it.
It said something so funny. It said Johnny Litecoin. He's always down to do something with XR multi-chain. Johnny Litecoin. He's always down for something with XRP. I was like, what?
Stop it. That's where you know it's just AI bot army. They're not even, they're just, it's an algorithm.
Or they're trying to take his credibility as a crypto expert and payment person.
And not watching what he's saying.
No, it doesn't matter. But they're taking that and they're posting it that Johnny's the good guy and he likes XRP to the newbies. Misinformed the newbies.
Because they're not.
Right. It could be a distraction.
Yeah, they could. And just look at
They just read headlines and move on and say, oh, well, Johnny says
because they didn't watch they didn't watch the video either. Yeah.
They don't watch the
Jeez.
So I got, and then a lot of my retweets got a lot of attention. So if you go to a lot of the other tweets I did after that, because it got a lot of information out there, at least about facts.
Oh, good. Yeah. Clear up. Yeah, because then this is what I started seeing these with the charts, and you were showing the use case. And can you please show me where it's actually being used?
It's blank. And actually people were saying it links you to 1969. When you go to that info on BitInfo, it's unavailable and just links you to 1969. So I put that, people are like, you're showing 1969. I'm like, well, go to it yourself. There's no data available. Why is there no data available? It's available for Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these other blockchains. What's the big secret with XRP? Why is it not available? It does show number of transactions per day. So obviously it's streaming something. Why is it not showing the total value?
Wow. That's wild. Let's see. New streaming swap.
It kind of reminds me with no proof of work and all that, and the huge amount, the 46% that Ripple holds. It kind of reminds me just of the dirty fiat that's collapsing. It just hasn't met its downturn day yet, perhaps.
Maybe it's just an education thing, and it's showing people in crypto what fiat is, like you're saying.
Hard to know.
Like a comparison.
Because we don't know what, their ultimate, not plans, but what, when are they going to start doing something with it, other than selling it. Selling it does not make it a useful coin,
Oh, so there I go. There's a good tweet there, Lisa.
Okay. XRP Army claims they are doing lots of transactions per day. I want to See the overall value sent per day through blockchain. Here is a sample of XRP scan. It looks like most of the transactions are a fraction of a penny. What the heck's going on?
I took a live screenshot. I went to the last block that I saw. They were like, here's the info. And I was like, what is going on here with this?
They're sending, it's like these realtors, builders this is like what BlackRock's been doing. These realtors have been swapping homes between, not realtors, but builders have been swapping homes between each other to inflate home prices
to make it look like they're
to make it look like the homes are selling, but they're just
creating a fake market. They're creating
Yes,
a completely fake market.
Creating a fake market, trading title.
Some people DM me. I think people even put in the comments about how they have wallets and it's like fake transactions and all that, or not spam transactions. It's like advertisements attached to them. I have a few other good ones if we go up, Lisa. Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going.
That's a good one right there. Every single Litecoin has been mined fairly using computational power and electricity. Like any commodity, Litecoin costs money to create. XRP was created for free out of thin air. No mining or staking, just created by a company. Where's the value in that? And people were writing in, they're like, it wasn't created by XRP, it was gifted to them. So I'm like, that's even worse. That's even worse.
All these entitled millennials.
That's even worse.
Living in their mother's basement and saying, well, it was given to me. Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Lord.
That's worse. I'm like, how are they bragging about that?
I don't know.
There's a good one right there. Respect to this guy for actually posting some facts, but Litecoin blockchain moved over $11 billion yesterday on chain. One of the 5 times XRP move. So explain again how XRP is taking over the world of finance.
I love it. I love it.
Let's see.
Oh, goodness.
I think I have one more good one if we go up.
Okay, and there's one more that I think it was the foundation posted, where he's like, you have been found wanting and whatever. It's like it's a funny meme one that I want to share at the end, but I'll find it. They are just, you got all the bots after you.
Oh, so many.
Here's exchange May list, spot crypto leverage margin products. That's something else. Let's see.
That was Rob. Go to Rob D's tweet. I retweeted. That was pretty good.
Yeah, we love Rob D. I haven't seen him on.
Are you guys claiming decentralization when the company controls like 45% of the supply? Really trying to understand the play here. It's not decentralized. It's not required to use. It's not even used much at all. It didn't cost anything to create. Question mark, question mark, question mark. That's how I feel. I mean, I'm really, there's a real disconnect.
Well, tell me what we're missing here. Yeah.
Where is this leap I have to take to get to where these people are?
What we're missing here. Sorry, guys. I'm having to use another account because it won't let me log into my regular account on the computer, so it doesn't show that I'm following.
There's a screenshot somebody showed that they showed on that one. I don't know if that's true or not, but it says Ripple Labs. Does that look like 67.8% of the circulating supply?
That's what it said when Rob was saying 45, and when Mom grokked it up, she said 46. And when I had Brandon from CoinFlip on the other day, he said it was like over 40%. So I think it's closer to
that 59 billion was from another era or something.
That might have been an older stat.
That's the circulating supply. So 59 billion is what's circulating.
Yes. Okay. So that could be for something circulating like that, versus total supply.
That's okay, just in 11.92 billion moved on the Litecoin network in the last 24 hours. That's 7 times more than top 3 cryptocurrency XRP. So basically comparing the market cap, Litecoin's market cap so much lower, but it's being used so much more. So that's what XRP, you're really taking a leap of faith. You're banking on what's going to be like Litecoin is right now. So it's like, well, what would be valued and undervalued? I mean, just use your own, think for yourself on that one. So you could lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Here's another statement about market cap, comparison of market cap.
And transaction volume per day. He's talking about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that comment right there. That was by the Swift CIO. Banks won't trust Ripple is what he said.
Wow.
He's took an aim at Ripple. Surviving lawsuits isn't resilience. Neutral shared governance is. Institutions don't want to live on a competitor's rails. I mean, if you think about it, if it's Ripple, the company, why is an institution going to want to live on that rail if there's decentralized options out there that's not owned or controlled by a company? I mean, just think.
Right.
All the questions.
That's a good tweet there as more proof of the XRP psyop they're trying to pull on the public. No, it's not being used by banks and financial institutions, and it's clearly not a global settlement layer. Litecoin is clearly the coin that's actually used more in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And then shows the numbers. Yeah. Wow. Well, everyone, it's important to make educated decisions and to make your own decision. So
Stack Wallet, I retweeted something they did. That's another mobile wallet that supports MWeb.
Okay.
And it supports coin control. Let me explain to everybody real quick what coin control is. We could talk about this too on another show, but coin control is if you get crypto into a wallet, when you go to send it back out, can you pick which sends in you sent from? So which inputs that you sent from, or does it aggregate them all together and send it out as one transaction? Then how like a UTXO blockchain works, like Litecoin, you send out the value and then it sends you back the change. That's the input and the output. So coin control lets you choose. You could say, okay, I want to send money from that I have that I depegged from MWeb. It's totally private. Hey, I want to send money that I got from an exchange like Coinbase, like PayPal. I want to make a public payment. So I want to do it from Litecoin I bought like publicly through like a regulated exchange. Do you want to send it out from Litecoin that you got from DeFi? So you get to pick which sends you send out from. That gives you a lot more privacy as someone using Litecoin. Because say you're using a wallet like Stack Wallet and you have 100 Litecoin in that mobile wallet. And you say, okay, I don't want somebody to know I have 100 Litecoins in this wallet. Well, you can send a transaction out and you could choose which coin set that you use from which input came in. And then say it was a send in that you say you received 4 Litecoins at some point into that wallet from Coinbase that you bought on Coinbase, right? Now you say, okay, I want to send them those Litecoins that I got from Coinbase. They're only going to see when they look at that transaction, they're only going to see the 4 Litecoins. They're not going to see everything that you have. So it makes Litecoin more private to use and it's better for security and all that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that was I will never forget that moment. Actually, Rob D was my moment of that. I had ordered I think I ordered a beanie. Wasn't he selling the beanies, the Litecoin beanies?
I think he was, yeah.
And I was pretty sure I had ordered and paid for it. And I was like, hey, I haven't got my beanie. He goes, I didn't get your order. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It was very early on. That we're talking like early 2018, winter of 2018. And I was like, yeah, I think I did, whatever. Well, I'd maybe had vodka too many or something. And I sent Kenny Bozak some money for something. And he was like, I said, yeah, here, this transaction, it's about the same amount, whatever. And so I sent him the transaction that I thought it was. And he goes, Lisa, that went to Kenny Bozak's wallet. That is not my wallet. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So he helped, but then at the same time, I was like, how do you know that? He's like, that's the point of the blockchain.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that we can see all the transactions. I can see, because you told me the transaction number, I can see where it went. I can see that it came out of your wallet and that where it went. And anyway, and I was like,
while that transparency is great,
yeah,
you want to use it with caution. It's like any tool that can help you.
yes.
Look at it like a firearm or something like that.
When you want to document a transaction, it's a great tool. It's a permanent, it's a tattoo. Like, and I know they've got lasers now and all that, but it really doesn't look that good afterwards. Like that stuff is permanent.
Yeah.
Like, about it. You are making a transaction. You are tattooing that on. There will be a mark. And so, yeah, it can be a really positive thing, you know, if it's used the right way. Use it for good or evil. You choose. So,
exactly. That's a great way to end it. You use it for good or evil. And that's the point of us, I think, spreading crypto awareness. Alert people of stuff that seems shady or sketchy, or maybe that's misleading, because this is a tool we could all use for our freedom. But if it's not used correctly, it could be a tool that's used to enslave us. Mm-hmm. So let's use this tool correctly so it gives us the freedom that we deserve and need and should have as a society.
Absolutely. And God bless America, and happy birthday, American flag, for September 3rd. Mom, you have any parting words? She was very excited. She was like, oh, who are you doing a show with? And I was like, Johnny. She was like, oh. And I said, and we're going to educate about XRP. She's like, I will be there.
Well, Nana, thank you for coming in. You always have great knowledge and information. And
it was fun.
It was a fun show. I was happy you got to be here for the XRP show.
That's right. And there, there's no hate here. It's just I like to play devil's advocate and ask some questions. And I think there's a lot of questions that need to be asked before someone commits himself to that coin.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Great point, Nana. No hate from us here.
That's right. Wish everybody the best.
Yeah. Yes. Looking out for the community as always. So much love. We wish everybody the best, and we will see you guys next time here at The New Normal. Take care. Bye.
Later, guys.